Today I'm going to make a tiramisu ice cream. It's going to be a two-step process. So I'm going to start by making the base, which is going to be kind of a mixture of dark chocolate and coffee. And then I'll freeze that overnight, actually for 24 hours. And then tomorrow I will make a topping that's like the white mascarpone with vanilla. And it's kind of going to be like a vanilla ice cream, but have a little bit of a tiramisu taste. And I probably will add a whipped cream topping to that and then just do some decorative things. And I also will put cookies that are soaked in a little bit of rum and put it all together. So we're going to start by making the chocolate coffee base. It's just like the chocolate that recipe that comes in the booklet, except I'm adding some coffee items and a little bit of booze, not too much because I don't want it to taste too boozy. So I'm going to start just like the recipe calls for in the booklet with cream cheese. I didn't measure, I just took a little bit of cream cheese and I heated it for 30 seconds in the microwave. And I'm going to add some cocoa. I like to go heavy on the cocoa. This is 100% cocoa. You can use any brand. I'm just going to pour it in there and just keep in mind, I'm only going to make half of this, so I don't want to have too much stuff. I'm going to add my sugar before I forget. This is Splenda. You can add regular sugar or Splenda. That was about a half a cup, but like I said, I'm not measuring. I'm going to add some of my, this is coffee. It's actually espresso powder. I got this on Amazon. I don't know how strong it is. I haven't used it before, so I'm just going to add like half a teaspoon to start, and then I'm going to taste before I put it away. This is also something I got on Amazon. It's coffee extract. It smells really strong and really delicious. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that in there. I've mixed a little bit of Myers rum and Kahlua, and I'm going to pour it in. Now I'm going to add my milk and my cream. I'm going to go for about half of this. That was my milk. Here's my cream. Now I'm going to stir it up and taste it. And that's the key, is the tasting. I want it to be really rich and chocolatey. I want it to be sweet enough, but not too sweet. And I don't want it to taste boozy. This is an ice cream. It's not supposed to be like a drink. I mean, of course, you could make it like that if you wanted to. Eventually, I'm going to mix this with the bullet. I'm going to actually use the blade and mix it. But I wanted to take a quick taste to see if I got the combination right. Now, when I mixed this, my spoon got all full of cream cheese. It's not blending well, so I'm going to grab a different spoon. Otherwise, I'm not going to get a good taste. Luckily, I've got lots of spoons right behind me in the drawer. It's good. I didn't cough because of the alcohol. It's not really strong. It's a perfect amount of alcohol, actually. I think it tastes a little too milky as far as, I think it needs more flavor. So I'm going to add more of the coffee extract and more of the cocoa. And then I'm going to blend it up in the blender and take another taste before I put it away. I blended this up, and I think that's one of the keys to having a nice, rich, chocolatey base, is getting all the ingredients mixed up. I'm going to show you kind of how that looks. It's just nice and not really frothy, but it's just thick. It gets a little thick. Now, you don't want to overdo it because there's cream in there, and if you over mix it with the blender, it's going to turn to butter and have not a good consistency. So just enough to get it thickened, but not too thick. I also added some more of my flavorings, my coffee flavor, the coffee extract, and the chocolate, because my first taste, it tasted kind of boring. It tasted kind of like a bland chocolate milk. So I wanted to really rev it up. The alcohol content, I think, was perfect. So now I don't want to fill this up all the way because I'm going to be doing my next layer tomorrow with the white topping of my tiramisu. So I'm going to fill it about halfway. It's not, you don't have to get it exact. You can have it more chocolatey or less chocolatey, just around halfway. That looks about perfect. I was worried it was going to fill it up too full, and then I would have to decide what to do with the extra. It was exactly what I wanted. So now I've got my, I don't want to tilt it because it'll make the end. Now I've got my nice chocolate base for my tiramisu. It's not just chocolate, it's chocolate coffee. It's nice and rich and velvety. I think it's going to be great. And tomorrow I will do the white topping with my mascarpone. My chocolate base has been frozen for 24 hours, and now I'm ready to make the vanilla top. It's basically going to be a vanilla ice cream, but to make it more like a tiramisu, I'm going to use a lot of vanilla and vanilla bean paste, and I'm also going to use some mascarpone cheese instead of the regular recipe calls for cream cheese, so I'm going to use this. So first step is I'm going to put this into a bullet and mix it up, and then add my my milk, my cream, my sugar. I'm going to add a lot of sugar because I want to kind of make different flavors. So the chocolate is really rich and has a deep flavor, and it's not super sweet. So the vanilla top I want to be extra sweet, and when it's mixed together, I'm hoping that it'll play well with each other, and it'll be kind of like a tiramisu layered. I've added a little bit of the mascarpone cheese, and I'm going to add a little bit of milk before I heat it. If you heat the cheese without any liquid, sometimes it gets a little stuck to the bottom of the cup. So I'm hoping this will help. I've heated this up for 30 seconds, and looks like it's nicely melted. It's not 100% melted, but it's just going to mix the ingredients better. So I'm going to start by adding my vanilla bean paste. I'm going to add quite a bit because I want it to have a really nice vanilla flavor, and I want it to be sweet. And if you don't have a lot of vanilla to go with that sweetness, it can be, I don't know, kind of like one-dimensional. I'm also going to add a little salt. I always add salt. I'm going to taste it later, and I might add more. And my sugar. As I said, I'm using Splenda. You can use whatever sugar you want. I'm going to add quite a bit. Not all of it that I've poured out, but a decent amount. Then I'm going to add my milk. And then I'm going to blend it. I don't blend the cream right away because I don't want it to turn to butter. If you blend it too much, it gets kind of thick. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this. I've blended it in my bullet. Now I'm going to taste it. It has a good, nice, strong flavor. And now I'm ready to add my cream. Stir it up. I don't need to run it through the blender. I'm just going to stir it lightly. You could run it through the blender, but you don't need to. Taste again. That's perfect. Now I'm going to add it to the top of my fill line. And I have a little left over because I made a little more chocolate than I thought. That's okay. I think I like it better that way, where there's more chocolate in the tiramisu and less of the white topping. I'll save this for something else. I'm going to go ahead and freeze this for at least 24 hours, and then I'll be ready to spin it and taste it. I froze this for 24 hours, and now I'm ready to spin it. I'm going to spin it on top because I've got half white and the bottom is chocolate. So I'm going to start with top, and I'm going to do full regular ice cream because it's full fat. As you can see, it's powdery, which is fine because I'm going to run it through the bottom now. Bottom, I'm going to keep it on regular ice cream and press the start button. After running the bottom through, it's still a little bit crumbly, but it's getting better. I don't think I need to add any liquid. I'm gonna run it on mix in, and I'm gonna just do bottom. It does mix the top a little bit when it's mixing the bottom. As you can see, it's still bally on the top, and it's probably good on the bottom. I can't tell until I actually go down there. I'm gonna mix this on the top, just on the respin setting. As you can see, it's got the perfect consistency on the top, so I'm gonna start to serve. I can't tell what the bottom is like until I actually scoop it up. If the bottom's not enough, not spun enough, I can always respin bottom again. But I don't want to spin it too much. So I just want to show you how this top looks. It's looking really good. See, it's got a nice consistency. Now I'm going to dig down past the white. You can get a little bit of white mixed in, it's totally fine. I'm going to go down to the chocolate, and it actually looks just perfect. So I'm going to get a scoop of chocolate. It looks great. This is my tiramisu. It's got the white top and the chocolate bottom. You can mix them as much as you want. Now it's time to taste. I'm going to start with the chocolate. It's perfect. It's rich, chocolatey. I can taste a little bit of the coffee. It's really good. And it's very creamy. Now I'm going to taste the vanilla. It's very good. You can definitely taste the mascarpone. It tastes like kind of a creme anglaise topping. And as an option, you can do a couple things. You could decorate this with whipped cream and maybe cocoa nibs. Or what I've done is I have taken, I'm going to move this to the side, I've taken some biscuit cookies and I put a little bit of rum and a little bit of coffee on the bottom and let them soak. You could put your ice cream directly on top of that. So let me transfer this. You could put whipped cream. You could make your own whipped cream, or you could use a can to make it pretty. Cocoa nibs on top. And serve it like that. I think this is my best ice cream yet. Enjoy.